What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our round 2 DFS Showdown targets for the Palmetto Championship. Craig, first look at Congaree. Congaree.
Oh,
I knew I was going to make it through the weekend. Come on. Not even close. What'd you think?
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I listened more than anything today. I was doing some yard work, and so I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot on the television screen. But it's separated golfers. We have an average over par, and we've got people at
Yeah.
6 and 7 under. So it definitely is. It definitely has risk and reward.
Actually, that's a good point for golfers that, are outside the cut line or need to do work tomorrow. There is scoring out there for sure. I mean, there's a
hmm
handful. What is there? 18 guys that went 4 under or better. It's just, yeah, there are also big numbers and big mistakes that can happen. It's pretty cool course, I thought. I thought it played really well. Greens looked really firm throughout the afternoon when we got into Golf Central there. But it's a cool course.
Yeah, I do think it's a bit of a shame. I would love to see this course with a better field.
Oh,
And
yeah.
not that all of these. I mean, obviously, you got these guys that come out here and shoot 4 under, even if they're not names we normally see. Obviously, they have talent. It's more just I'd like to see when our normal, more of our normal PGA Tour field, what this course would look like.
Yeah, who's Richard S. Johnson? Did you sneak someone in there? Is that like,
No,
are you
that's his name. I don't even know who the other Richard Johnson is that they had to put the S in the middle to differentiate him from.
Yeah, I guess so. DJ, one of your picks. You got to like
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say most notably I think is DJ and DJ has a habit of winning tournaments that kind of he should win, whether it's
Yeah.
a few of the tournaments he won last year or he just seems to find a way to the top of the leaderboard if he's playing well.
And that's when I was watching quite a bit his feature group. And I think there was a stretch of like 5, 6, 7 holes where he was within 11 feet on his approach and he missed like a few of those putts. So that could have been like a 8, 9 kind of under round if like he was really on the top of his game. Like he looked very good.
Yeah, he did. And, as someone who has yet to use him for a one and done, and our season's going to be ending in August, I definitely want to see DJ come back into form because I feel like otherwise I'm really FOMOing on not playing him
Yeah.
early in the season. But yeah, no, going into the US Open, just even if he doesn't win this thing, seeing the ball striking form we saw from DJ today is promising.
Yeah, for sure. The other one I like up there, obviously EVR, a guy that I was kind of hesitant to throw in public as my sleeper, but I went with it. Had that great kind of US Open qualifier on Monday. First time seeing him since kind of that outburst at the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
So he looks good. He looks really
Yeah.
good. He popped up
Yeah,
to
for
minus
sure.
7 for a second and came back. But
And we mentioned with him, he has tons of talent. It's just he doesn't seem to be able to put it all together. So obviously he was able to do that today and earlier this week. Two other quick shout outs: Nick Taylor, Roger Sloan, a couple of Canadian boys at 4 under par. Let's hopefully see them put together a full week.
and Nick Taylor, one of your sleepers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get there. You didn't convince me. I didn't get there myself.
Well, maybe you should go back and listen to the video again.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so how did it score? 6.9 plus 0.69 over par. Again, about a half stroke harder in the afternoon. The greens did firm up. Cut line predictions right now, even's kind of what it's looking at. I think that's what the cut line is right now. So, of course, kind of translating that into day 2, it's even par. And then weather, we don't have a wind finder station, Craig, close to the course, anywhere really near the
I was
course.
looking around for one. I was like, I'm really going a long ways away now.
We're going to Hilton Head to get this wind, and I don't think that's going to be that accurate. Looking at different sources, Weather Channel, Google Weather, all that. There's thunderstorms. There's some rain later in the afternoon. Possible advantage in the morning, but to me, it seems like a kind of a wild card. How about you?
Yeah, I'm giving a slight bump to the morning, but that's just as much on softer greens and everything as weather. So I'm for the most part I'm ignoring it, but just the usual morning bump.
Yeah. Cut line prediction?
I mean, it could go either way. I would say
It could. That's true.
let's say I think scoring will be a little bit better tomorrow, and so it will move to -1.
I was going to say -1 as well. A follow-up question. Are we going to get the cut by Friday evening, or is it going to be a Saturday?
I don't think we're going to get through play. I think it's going to get interrupted.
Well, let's take advantage of this showdown video.
Yeah, I was
while
gonna
we
say,
can.
if so, don't expect to see a showdown video from us tomorrow.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
worst one to try to do one without the field complete is when there's a cut coming. So yeah.
It's showdown has been patchy, so let's try to take advantage of these ones while we can.
Yeah.
Should we do some picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm a little bit out there in my picks today. I got one high one and two really low ones. I guess why I'm doing that is I'm going to play DJ tomorrow. I loved what I saw. I'm probably going to slot him in. If I'm playing one lineup, I'm going to have DJ and then find kind of some guys down low. But who I like pairing him with, Garrick Higgo kind of stands out at 9,000. He's my first pick here. He went 63 today, 3 under, 5 birdies, 2 bogeys. I think a couple coming in, so it looked better there for a little bit. But going down to that third point there, he's kind of the classic showdown BS play. And I don't mean that other, I mean ball striking. His approach play, +3 on approach, great, +1.9 off the tee. I mean, those are fantastic ball striking stats. Higgo is a stud. He's a guy that was just on my kind of cut list for tournament longs, kind of one of those of, I want to wait and see what we see round one. And then, I might load up in showdown. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I love the stats. Like, it's perfect stats, what I like to see. Putting wasn't great, but it also wasn't that horrible. Around the green was just okay. All those can kind of tighten up a little bit, I think, as the weekend goes along. Of course, his approaches probably can come back down to earth a little bit, same with off the tee. But with his putting stats, he is the most stats we have for him is on the European Tour. Again, I'm not taking strokes gain stats because they're in the Canary Islands. It wasn't necessarily super accurate for a while. So just putts per round, pretty easy kind of measurement how he's been playing. And he ranks 38th on the European Tour this season in putts per round. So that's from January till all the tournaments he's had on the European Tour. So 9,000, Garrick Higgo, a little bit of FOMO. I don't have him tournament long, but going there on Friday.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of BS to me. No, I like it. I do think, when I think of Higgo, I think of a player who is a good putter. And so for him to go out there and gain basically 5 strokes with his ball striking and lose on the greens, I think the chances of him doing, if he continues to hit the ball like that, which, he can fall off a bit and still be pretty darn good, but he can get a hot putter very quickly. So I definitely like to play.
Yeah.
My first one here. So I essentially have structured this. I've only got one lineup I'm putting in tomorrow. I've got one eye on the U.S. Open, so I'm not spending as much time going through the field to look for all the plays I like. But I think I'm going to avoid DJ. I think he's going to be very popular. I think he's a fine play. It's just I kind of think that a DJ in this field, so many people are going to be like, man, I'm starting with DJ, and it's going to be, I think we're going to be pushing 50 or over percent ownership on DJ. So I'm going to probably go the other way. So I'm looking at Ian Poulter, 9,200. He was 68, -3, 6 birdies, 3 bogeys. I guess I should say also my one and done pick this week, so I am pulling for this one a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But 6 birdies, 3 bogeys. His ball striking was good, and his short game was good, and his putting was fine, but not great. But really kind of consistently good play. And Ian Poulter, if you have not been paying attention, I think he has turned a bit of a corner. Someone told him it was Ryder Cup year, so he started to turn it on. I think it was actually at the match play where he really turned it around.
Well, I think it became evident when he came over for the Puerto Rico. I think, okay, he wants to get as much points as he can.
But it was the match play where kind of you saw the fire come out, and then since then his form has been better. Yeah, so his last 9 rounds, he's gained strokes in 8 of them. His average over that time is 2.41. But then in 5 of those rounds, he's gained at least 2.9 strokes. So, over the half the time in the last couple of weeks, we've been getting, that's like, I mean, it's not quite guaranteeing optimal lineup, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Poulter. I liked him coming into the week. I like him still. It's a good price. I think it'll attract some ownership, but there are some other names around there, so hopefully it's not too high.
Another guy that, depending on how much rain comes down tomorrow, if the course does indeed firm up throughout the weekend, then I'm going to kind of a little flag and see if it gets harder. I kind of like him as it gets a little bit harder and trickier, and greens get kind of rock hard. I like Poulter there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, my second one. I said I'm going high and then super low. I got Tom Lewis here, 6,900. I think he's a good contrarian play for tomorrow. He went 71 under, but it's 6 birdies, 5 bogeys, a lot of different shapes on, not different shapes, a lot of shapes on his scorecard. But gaining on approach, plus 1.15, 41st there. Gaining on putting 0.93. Everything else, it's kind of middling, but I do like the fact that he did get 6 birdies. I think that shows, perhaps a fit with the course, a little bit of confidence. I just like it. But the one thing I think it's hard to score when you're going into these waste areas, waste bunkers, high fescue type grasses. He used T 132 in driving accuracy, I think 50% ish in round one. I mean, he's not a very accurate driver, but I think he can improve on that. I think he's 57, 58 on the year. So I think he can improve on that and give himself more opportunities, maybe not more birdies, but cut back on the bogeys a little bit. But the main reason is chalky EVR 7,100. I think so if I'm going chalky DJ, I'm not also pairing that with EVR. I need to get different. So leave 100, 200 plus on the table and go down to someone like Tom Lewis. And that almost guarantees to kind of be a unique kind of contrarian lineup just with that. So EVR gained a lot with his putter today. I like to go elsewhere. Let other people. EVR kind of seems like he's my boy for the tournament. I like him. But it's kind of like the Sergio Players Championship round one where it was like super good. And then again, have like that 50% ownership. I'm talking about EVR here, but I'm playing Tom Lewis. So yeah, Tom Lewis.
You're saying why you should play Tom Lewis over EVR.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I think it's also just a little bit of a good price. In this field, Tom Lewis is 6,900. Yes, he's driving the ball like you usually do, but that's fine. Burn.
Wow.
Well, there's a reason you don't even carry a driver in your bag. Yeah, it's just a drive.
No, I carry it.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Cover on.
No, I mean, it's essentially, in some ways, if you think about that as sort of the floor of what you're going to get from him off the tee, then, I mean, the 6 birdies looks nice. You just need to get rid of the 5 bogeys.
Yeah, and I think you can.
Yeah. My second one here, Tommy Fleetwood, 8,900. Another, just like Poulter, he was 68 minus 3. He was 5 birdies, 2 bogeys. I guess this time I'm looking at your one and done play.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I got mine with the first one, got yours with the next one. So I will, it'll give me a reason, even though he's going to play well. I don't just have to cheer against him because I like cheering for Tommy Ladd. Ball striking is good. He gained over a stroke off the tee and approach, and then the putter was good. The around the green play wasn't, but really that has been almost the opposite of what he has done. His around the green play has been very, very solid. Best, I think, at least on Data Golf, I think that's the best season he's put up so far in his career around the green. Okay. And it's been the other numbers that have hurt. But to me, this is really just talent over incoming form. I mean, I feel like the perception of Tommy Fleetwood is that he's really struggling. You look at the 4 prior seasons, he's averaging about 0.6, 2 or 3, I want to say, on the season strokes gained total. But the 4 prior season, he has at least 0.99 strokes gained total. So to me, we just have we've got a talented player. He's playing pretty well, I think, and he's priced at 8,900 in this field. I think that I'm going to be, I think his ownership will creep up. I'm going to be fine with that because I think if I avoid DJ, I think that kind of puts me in half the pool without DJ. So, there'll be a lot of people I think that go DJ Tommy and that I would be a little bit more worried about the ownership that way. But I think just lastly, he's got 3 top 15 since March. In my mind, like I pay a pretty friggin' close attention to golf, and in my mind, Tommy Fleetwood is really struggling. And to think that he's had 3 top 15s, that doesn't quite add up, but it's true. Top 10 or he was 10th at the Arnold Palmer. He was tied for 5th at the match play, and then he was tied for 14th at Wells Fargo. So pretty good tournaments as well. I just think that I think Tommy is on the rebound, and so to get him at a cheaper price like this and field like this, I think it's just value.
Yeah, I mean, he's my one and done, so I agree with you. The only thing you have to say is really this strength of field, Tommy Fleetwood, 8,900, and it makes sense. Bet on talent.
Yeah, you're getting him at the same. I mean, no offense to Garrick Higgo, I think he's a great young player, but you're getting Fleetwood at like a Higgo, a Norin, an HV3. He's a better player than those guys. Yeah, I agree. Okay, that was a lot of internationals. Let's go stateside here.
Hudson Swafford, 6,500 is my third and final pick here. 6,500 just seems it's interesting. No movement kind of in his pre-tournament price. He's going 68 minus 3, 5 birdies, 2 bogeys. Great ball striking, plus 3.2 on approach. That's second in the entire field, plus 1.37 off the tee, 24th. Those are kind of the most consistent strokes gain stats each round. That's why we really like to look for ball strikers in through each round. And he can clean up around the green, minus 0.5, and then putting's kind of neutral, minus 1.8. I was trying to look. Hudson Swafford, kind of like Higgo, was one of these last cuts in my player pool. I didn't have him as a sleeper, but I was looking at him for a little bit. But ultimately, like, he misses a ton of cuts. Yeah, he won in Carlsbad Duquesne, but he's missed a ton of cuts. But after seeing him in round one, I had him flagged. I look back, when he does start well, he typically does finish well and play well. So if I'm seeing that his ball striking is plus, kind of point or plus 5 in day one, I think that's a pretty good indicator that he can kind of carry through and kind of push for that top 20, top 25 finish here if he's hitting that ball well in round one. And that's kind of what's been proven. I was looking at his 2021, 2020, 2019. If he starts well, he typically finishes well as well. So Hudson Swafford, his price hasn't been adjusted yet. I wouldn't be surprised if, he has another solid round. He's up to 7,400 for round three, so I'm going to get in Hudson Swafford at 6,500. Yes, it's still risky. It is still Hudson Swafford. He misses a lot of cuts, but I think seeing how well he hit the ball in round one, I'm willing to go there for round two.
Yeah, it sounds like you might be around early though, because he still has a chance to miss the cut here. But
yep, yeah, he totally does.
So sure. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go that low, just because I'm, But if I was playing DJ, then I would be looking at these type of plays for sure. Yeah, no, I have not really done a deep dive, but you got to like the ball striking. Yeah. My last one here, I'm going Chez Reavie, another stateside guy. We've got $7,000 on him, so he could be another good pivot from EVR. Unfortunately, he finished a little bit better than I would have liked and got himself to -4. He has 4 birdies, clean scorecard, no bogey-free round. So you look at what he did. The ball striking was good, especially on approach, and then around the green play was good. The putting wasn't great, but it wasn't that much of a hindrance, especially compared to what I'm going to get into later, that his putting has been very poor at times. So Chez is someone that I have not touched for a while, so this is kind of why I wanted to have him as a pick here, because I haven't had him in... probably since the Players, I haven't had him in lineups, just because he has been bad. But he tied EVR at 132 to qualify out of the Columbus U.S. Open qualifier. That was the strongest, I think, of any of them, because it was happening right where they held the Memorial.
Arguably stronger than this field.
Absolutely, arguably stronger than this field. So, he played good on Monday through 2 rounds. But we look back, so 4 tournaments from the Players to Valspar. So this is essentially like early March through early May. He was minus 1.29 strokes gained putting. All missed cuts. It wasn't good. And really, if you look at this season, he's minus 0.6, I think, putting, which is bad for him. But Chez, I think he's one of these players who, when he plays well, he's a streaky player, I guess I would say. I think he can go bad streaks, but then he can get into good streaks. And so he's got 2 tournament starts. He's missed the cut in both of them because other things haven't been working. But the putter hasn't been, like, the putter was bad, like every single round. Yeah. Not like, oh, it's good and then it was bad. It was, oh, is it? No, it was like just bad. And then he has gained in 4 straight rounds since, and he's averaging 1.26 strokes gained putting since. Unfortunately, still missed the cut in both of those, but that was for other reasons. Essentially, I like Chez. I think the slump is ending. I think $7,000 for Chez in this field. I mean, if he was in form, he'd be mid-8s, I would say, in this field. So to get him at 7,000, I just think it's a talent play. The ball striking's good if he can get any kind of scoring. I do worry a little bit with the ownership with him getting to -4 today, because it does stand out, but hopefully EVR shields him from some of that.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is the 4 rounds of positive putting, positive 1.26, you can almost tack on the U.S. Open qualifier. You have to assume. Assuming he did, like, he putted positive if he led the field there. Chez is he's kind of like a classic DFS darling for me, because he seems to always go overlooked. But he produces his results when he is streaky. He's kind of riding that hot hand. So he's going to be someone when he is turning that corner. And if it looks like it is now, I'm going to be paying close attention to see, maybe it is a kind of a Torrey Pines play. Maybe it is later in this tournament and try to get on that before the price does kind of creep up into those 8s again.
I'm just saying, why wait?
Why wait? Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Hit that thumbs up, really does mean a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet already. We talked about thunderstorms possibly coming in. Follow us on Twitter at Grandstand Golf. That's where we'll let you know if we're going to do another show. If we don't, if we do picks on there, or if we do picks on our Discord, that kind of thing. Just follow us on Twitter. That's where we release everything. Good luck tomorrow. Craig, anything else to add?
No, we're starting to roll out US Open content, I think, starting tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, good luck.